the constitution is being rewritten not by the parliament but by sheer political opportunism. This tiny, inactive outfit, which did not even contest the Lok Sabha elections, has suddenly become the fifth largest party in the Lok Sabha. Think about it for a minute. If you can engineer a split large enough, you do not just leave the party, you claim to be the party. Democracy is not just about holding elections every 5 years. It is about the sanctity of the vote between those elections. In the times of breaking news stories, sources-based information, fuel speculation, we are now seeing what is emerging out of Maharashtra, another talk of Shiv Sena splitting, which has no evidence, which has no proof and no reality. So this is a worrying trend that we are seeing in Indian political space. The constitution is being rewritten not by the parliament, but by sheer political opportunism. The 10th schedule, which was the anti-defection law, was created to stop political turncoats. Instead, it has become a legal manual for engineering coups. Whether we look at Madhya Pradesh to West Bengal, from Maharashtra to Delhi, the definition of democracy is shifting from the power of the vote to the power of the loophole in the constitution. Let's start with the latest shocker from Madhya Pradesh. And I call it the latest shocker because an election was won even without being contested. We are seeing a similar pattern in the MLC elections that have happened in Maharashtra. In Madhya Pradesh, a Congress Rajya Sabha candidate stood disqualified. Think about the gravity of this. A constitutional process is set in motion, nominations are filed, and before a single legislator can vote, a candidate is removed from the board. Appealing to the Election Commission doesn't work. Appealing to the Supreme Court, your petition is dismissed. What does this mean for the opposition? It means elections are being fun before they are even fought. When administrative technicalities or sudden disqualifications decide representation in the upper house, the voter is completely bypassed. And those who should be upholding these constitution norms are bypassing that or choosing not to take a decision on this. This is not a contest of ideas. It is now a war of administrative elimination. That a returning officer can disqualify a candidate is indeed a shocking turn of events. Now let's look east to the West Bengal elections. The Trinamool Congress is witnessing a historic meltdown following its recent assembly election defeat. But it is the nature of the split that should alarm every citizen. 20 rebel TMC Lok Sabha MPs have formally approached the speaker to merge into a party most of you till recently would have never heard of, the Nationalist Citizens Party of India. Let's talk briefly about this mighty new home for 20 members of parliament. And by the way, in the West Bengal Assembly, there's a separate format that is being followed, while Lok Sabha is seeing a separate format tailored for the TMC split. What is NCPI? NCPI is an obscure, unrecognized political outfit registered out of a modest office in Howrah. In the 2024 Lok Sabha elections, it won exactly 0 votes because it did not even contest. In its entire history, its only minor exploit was contesting 3 seats in the 2023 Tripura Assembly elections, where would you take a guess how many votes they managed to garner? It secured a grand total of 822 votes. What makes it a comedy of errors is that today, NCPI's original campaign slogan in Tripura during the Tripura elections literally read, "Protect your rights by rejecting political turncoats." Yet today, thanks to the math of the anti-defection law, this tiny, inactive outfit, which did not even contest the Lok Sabha elections, has suddenly become the 5th largest party in the Lok Sabha. Think about it for a minute. Overnight, outranking long-established national players and becoming the biggest ally of the Bharatiya Janata Party in only the Lok Sabha. Why did they choose the NCPI? Because under the 10th schedule, individual defection invites disqualification. But if 2/3 of the legislative party breaks away and merges with an existing registered party, they are legally shielded. The law meant to prevent defection is now being given a step-by-step masterclass on how to execute it under the cover of a shadow party. You would have heard of shell firms used for financial frauds. This is a political fraud where shell political parties are used to create this kind of divisions. How did we get here? Look no further than the Supreme Court's verdict on the Shiv Sena split. Not the one being discussed right now. I'm talking about the 2022 fight that is still ongoing in the Supreme Court. The Maharashtra template proved that the 10th schedule is toothless against a well-funded large-scale rebellion. If you can engineer a split large enough, you do not just leave the party, you claim to be the party. And that brings us to the national capital. The Aam Aadmi Party has just faced the ultimate execution of this blueprint. Two-third majority in the Rajya Sabha, again tailor-made for the Rajya Sabha, party is intact, but two-thirds of the Rajya Sabha MPs have gone and merged with the Bharatiya Janata Party. While its top leadership was locked in institutional battles, a calculated two-third split was manufactured among AAP's Rajya Sabha MPs. They did not just stay silent, but they also were used to get the critical two-thirds threshold to cross over legally and merge directly into the BJP. Think about it for a minute. Till a day prior, they are with Aam Aadmi Party and suddenly they've chosen to merge with the BJP. The party stays intact, Aam Aadmi Party. The law that was written to protect political stability has effectively turned inside out. If you defect alone, you're a traitor and you lose your seat. But if you come as a crowd of two-thirds, then you are a statesman. Your seat is secure and you can hand over millions of citizens' votes to the highest bidder, which we're seeing play out in the Lok Sabha. You win on a ticket, on a party symbol, and you hop over to another side by the virtue of two-third majority. Democracy is not just about holding elections every 5 years. It is about the sanctity of the vote between those elections. It is a sanctity of the right given by the Constitution to every single Indian citizen of this country. When the 10th schedule is used to validate massive institutional shifts rather than punish switchers, the Constitution fails. When MPs merge into obscure 800 vote shadow parties just to save their skin, your vote becomes worthless. So your representative's vote in the parliament becomes important, while your own vote is as good as being invalid. We are moving towards a system where the party you vote for during the election might not be the party that governs you 6 months later. And that is not a democracy. That is actually a political fraud, political mockery, and a marketplace of horse trading. Think about it and let me know through your comments that whether what is happening is something that you think is justified.